And it's streaming to YouTube, preparing. Okay, we are live on YouTube. All right, welcome everybody. This is week 5 of our 40-day challenge. Oops, I'm getting a feedback. Okay. All right. Don't want to see myself streaming. I can just see myself here. Okay, sorry about that. So I had to shut my view of YouTube off so I can just see you and no feedback. But we're in week number 5. It's day 29 in the 40-day challenge of our 11-minute yoga and meditation daily yoga practice. So we have 11 more days to go. I'm going to broadcast on the beginning of week 6 next week. And I'll have a special little additional challenge to add to that next week. So we're going to go ahead and get started right into it. We've been practicing, if you've been following along, whether you've done it consistently, consecutively, or you come back in here and there, it's all about learning to incorporate this practice into your daily routines and seeing the benefits, seeing how it aligns the mind, seeing how the mind and the body are connected, seeing how it's all connected like a thread, like it's a thread sewn together with the breath, connecting that mind and the body so that we are aligned, we are refreshed, we are recharged, and we are ready to go into our life and all that life presents us in the moment. Okay, so let me just scoot back here. All right, come sitting. Get my phone so I can time it. Come sitting with a nice straight spine. Whether you're seated on the floor or in a couple weeks prior, I showed you how you can practice in a chair. Sometimes that is the best for supporting if you have any lower back issues, and sometimes that's the best that you can do if you are at work or wherever you are in your day. But make the spine long and tall. Rub the palms together, generate that heat, activating the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And press the palms together. So you're creating that it's like a base of a triangle. It's meeting at the palms, at the heart center, and the energy is moving up to what we call the upward triangle, which is at that third eye. So maybe you can sense that energy of the angles. Yoga is all about the angles. The angles, we have particular postures, particular angles to put pressure on the glandular system. Inhale deeply through the nose, expanding the navel, drawing that breath deep into the lungs. Hold the breath, suspend, and now exhale. Let the navel glide back to the spine, all the breath releasing through the nostrils. Suspend and hold that space. Pull a slight root lock. That means pull the navel slightly in and up, and automatically pulls that lower root, rectum, sex organ, navel, they're all connected. And now inhale, expanding the navel. Squeeze the root lock. When you squeeze, it brings fresh blood supply into those organs, the large intestine, reproductive organs. And exhale, navel gliding back to the spine. And squeeze the lock again. Navel pulling it in and up. And again, inhale through the nose. And now exhale completely through the nose. Let's tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times, inhaling once each time. Inhale deeply through the nose. Om Namo. Slight inhale through the mouth. Gurudev Namo. Again, deep inhale through the nose. Om Namo. Slight inhale through the lips. Guru Dev Namo. Last time, deepest inhale through the nose. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale deeply. Hold, suspend the breath. Set the intention. Just let the intention come through for this practice today. Aligning, recharging, refreshing, repatterning. And exhale. Release the arms. Bring the hands into Gyan Mudra. That's the index and the thumb pressed together. And resting on the knees, palms facing up. Eyelids are closed. Eye gaze is at the third eye, the brow point, right between the eyes. Let the breath come easy, naturally. Let the body respirate itself. Face is relaxed. The cells are beginning to generate a higher frequency. They're aligning. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, shake the legs out. Just rock them side to side. Release any tension that you might have in the hips, the knees, or the ankles, and then rotate the ankles. And reverse, gently rotate the opposite way. Okay, so I'm going to add one little thing, and you can choose to do this. You can choose to, well, I'd like you to do it right now with me today, and you can choose to add into your practice. It's a beautiful little warm up. We're going to come onto the hands and knees. Mason, lay down. Thank you. Come onto the hands and knees. This warm up is amazing because you're moving the spinal fluid. The spinal fluid is such an important part of this whole body coming into balance. So you're on your hands and knees. You want to make sure that the angles are right. So a right angle from the shoulder all the way down to the heel of the hand. So your body is like in a rectangle. And then there's a right angle from the hip down to the knee. The hands are equal distance, as wide as the shoulders, same distance as the knees. Hands and knees are the same distance, which are as wide as the hips. Eye gaze is at the brow point, so the eyelids are closed and the eyeballs are rolled up to the brow point. Now you want to pull the navel slightly in and up. That's the key of this movement, is it's all coming from the navel. So the navel isn't just relaxed. The navel point is pulled in slightly in and up. Tops of the feet are pressed into the floor. So the points of contact, your body weight is evenly distributed between the heels of the hands, every finger. Notice every finger. Notice the thumb pressed into the floor. The tops of the knees and the tops of the feet. That's called grounding. That's balancing, being very aware of that. Okay, navel pulled slightly in and up. Eye gaze at the brow point. And we're going to begin. We're going to inhale. Keep the elbows straight. Head is reaching up. You're reaching through the neck, through the throat. You're not bending at the lower back. You're pushing through the chest. And now exhale, chin to the chest, round the back up. And we're going to move fluidly. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Let the breath be deep and strong. Keep going. I'm just going to do this for 1 minute. Keep going. Let the breath be deep and strong. The movement doesn't have to be huge. This is opening up. This is starting to turn on the physical body systems from that spinal fluid at the base of the spine. The tailbone follows along, but the movement is really at the chest. Powerful breath. So inhaling strong and exhaling. It doesn't matter how far you're moving, but move rhythmically with the breath and make it a deep inhale and a complete exhale. Mind focuses on Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Last few seconds. And now inhale, the head is up, please. Squeeze the root lock, pull the navel in and up. And exhale, chin to the chest. Arch the back up as high as you can. Pull the root lock, navel in and up. And release. Come sitting back on the heels. Bring the brow point to the floor. Just for a moment. And we're going to sit in child's pose. Bring the arms behind you, shoulders resting over the knees, palms are up. And just rest, relax, bring all the energy to the brow point. Just for a few breaths, slow the breath, relax the spine. And now inhale deeply. And bring the hands to the side of the chest. And exhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Head coming up last. Nicely done. Okay. Shake the legs out and let's bring the legs, come straight out, parallel to the floor. Going into the next exercise. In fact, this is the first one of the 3 that we've been doing in this whole 40-day challenge. Aligning the nervous system, resetting the nervous system. So key important part, feet are flexed, the thighs are tight. You want to lift up through the heart, bring the arms up, inhale deeply, exhale, fold over at the hips. Keep the spine as aligned as you can, like a straight line from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head, the crown of the head. If you can, wrap the fingers around the fleshy part of the toe, press the thumbs into the toenail. Eyes at the brow point, eyelids are closed. Long, slow, deep breathing. Keep pressing the chest toward the thighs. The chin is pulled slightly in, so the head is not back, the throat is not long. The chin is pulled in, trying to make that nice, long alignment. There's a pressure. If you can't quite reach the toes, you want to keep the legs straight. Very important. You can grab a hold of the ankles, or you can grab a hold of any part of the leg. Most important is you're keeping the spine as straight as you can, and you're pressing the chest toward the thighs. You're pressing and keeping the feet flexed to create that nice long lengthening of that life nerve. And if you're able, there's a pressure point in the toenail where you're pressing the thumb into the toenail, and that's lengthening the life nerve. It's activating it, bringing energy, recharging. Now, the magic of this whole posture is in the breath. So bring your awareness to the breath, eye gaze, third eye. The third eye point between the eyes is the other end of this life nerve. One end is in the toes, the other end is in the third eye, the brow point, the pituitary gland. So keeping that eye gaze there, lengthen the breath. Hearing the sound Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Remember, Sat is truth, Sanskrit for truth. Nam is the projection of that truth. And every breath we do, every posture, every meditation is aligning you into your highest truth, the highest projection of who you are and your elevated being, the spirit of who you are. Keep lengthening the breath. Feel gravity folding you closer and closer to the thighs. Keep that tension in the back of the legs, the knees. Keep flexing the feet. Deepen the breath. Last 30 seconds. Recommit. And take a nice long deep inhale, please. And exhale, slowly release. One vertebra at a time. Head coming up last. Nice. And gently rock the legs side to side. Release any tension in the hips, the thighs, the knees. Rotate ankles. Beautiful. Okay, come sitting in easy posture. And if you need a pillow or something to support you, always want to support the body so the body isn't feeling any pain or any distraction during the posture. So sometimes people like to put pillows under their legs here because that might support any pressure they feel in the hips. Sometimes people like to sit on a pillow because it supports that lower back and it keeps the back, it keeps the rib cage lifted, which is what we want to happen, keeping that rib cage lifted. So that spinal fluid, that energy, that Kundalini energy that we're moving up has a clear path. Instead of being hunched over, that path isn't as clear. Okay, come into the posture, bring the left hand in Gyan Mudra, resting palm up on the knee, right hand blocking off the right nostril for alternate nostril breathing. The eyelids are closed. Eye gaze at the brow point, the third eye, pituitary gland, and begin sipping the breath in through the left nostril. Navel is powering the breath, drawing the breath deeper into the lungs, and then block off the left nostril and exhale through the right. As you're exhaling, the navel is drawing in and the breath is flowing out through the nostril. And continue inhaling to the right, blocking off the right nostril, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. Inhaling, hearing the sound of Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Continue with that flow and pattern, lengthening your breath, deepening the breath, balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain to coordinate your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, to be calm but clear, focused, but with love. Ever present. This is a reset for the mind, a reset for the whole energy of the nervous system. We have multiple factors in our day that push us bring pressure on. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But when it becomes too much, too overwhelming, we know we need a reset. Last few seconds. And take your last inhale. And your last exhale through the opposite nostril. And then release the right hand, bring it into Gyan Mudra. That's the index and the thumb pressed together, resting palm up on the knee. And keep the eye gaze at the third eye, the eyelids closed. And just let the breath flow naturally without consciously directing it or thinking about it. And take a nice inhale deeply through both nostrils. And exhale completely through both nostrils. Beautiful. Okay, last exercise. You can come into the posture, which is sitting on the heels. And again, if you need pillows to support you, sometimes people like to put the pillows underneath the buttocks so that takes that pressure off the heels. Sometimes people like to roll up a blanket or put a pillow underneath the knees. I used to put it underneath my feet and my ankles because they were sensitive at the time when I started practicing. If that is not supportive enough, then go ahead and come into easy posture. And you can do it this way as well. Also, sitting in a chair, if you need support with the lower back, this posture is very effective if you're sitting in a chair and the spine is nice and pushed up against the chair. So the hand mudra, if you're new, just tuned in with us, you want to interlace the fingers like this so that the index are touching. And if you're presenting with the feminine energy, you want to interlace in such a way that the left thumb is over the right, and then the right pinky will be on the bottom and the index finger straight up. And if you're presenting with primarily masculine energy in your whole life, that's in your whole life, not just for the day, you want to interlace the fingers in such a way that your right thumb is over the left and the left pinky would be on the bottom. So interlace the fingers, come into the posture. Arms are going to be straight up, right? You lock into that energy, lock into that field. Eye gaze is at the third eye. Eyes are closed, eyelids rolled up. And the mantra is Sat. You pull the navel in and release it on Nam. And we're going to inhale to begin together. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. You chant from the navel. Sat Nam. 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 Inhale deeply, please. Squeeze the navel in and up. That's squeezing the root lock. Let the energy come up through the spine, up through the heart, through the throat, through the center of the brain, all the way to the tips of the fingers. And exhale, hold the posture, please. Navel coming all the way back to the spine. And now pull that lock, squeeze the navel in and up with no breath, drawing that energy all the way down to the root. And again, hold the posture. Inhale through the nose. And squeeze the lock, pull the navel in and up. Draw it all the way up to the tips of the fingers. Exhale completely. Beautifully done. Release the arms, bring them all the way down. And just rest for a moment, palms facing up, just resting on the knees. Let the energy circulate. Allow the cells to vibrate at a higher frequency. Just and sit in that stillness and let it happen. Allow it. And inhale deeply. Exhale. Nicely done. Okay, let's have 2 minutes of relax. Very, very important. I hope you stay for this part of it because this is the moment lying in what we call Savasana on your back. You're going to rest and allow the cells to fully integrate all of the exercises. Just let the spine completely melt into the floor. Release any tension in the toes, the tops of the feet, the bottoms of the feet, the heels, the ankles. Allow the tension to release in the calves, the knees, the thighs, the backs of the legs, the hips, the pelvis. Relax the tailbone. Relax the belly. Relax your breath. The spine is relaxing, sinking into the floor. Relax the rib cage, the lungs, the heart. Relax the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Releasing any tension in the arms, the elbows, the forearms, wrists, the top of the hands, the palms of the hands. The fingers and the thumbs. Release any tension in the neck, the throat, the jaw, the tongue, the lips, the cheeks. the eyes, the eyelids, the eyeballs. Release any tension in the forehead, the top of the head, and the back of the head. Let go completely. And take a nice, long, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Nicely done. You can bring your hands towards your chest, rub the palms together. Gently bring your knees towards your chest, rub the bottoms of the feet together. Get some nice heat going, generate that heat. And then you can rock and roll in a tight ball or roll yourself over to the left. Come all the way up gently, easily, kindly, gracefully. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands together. Just closing off this time, this space together. What a great job you did. So proud of those of you who've stayed with us and those of you who are just jumping in. And I look forward to continuing and sharing more and more about this practice. So let's take 3 long, nice breaths together. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hear the sound of Sat. Exhale through the nose. Hear the sound of Nam. Sat on the inhale. Nam on the exhale. Sat on the inhale. And Nam on the exhale. Thank you for showing up, for keeping up. And again, I will see you next week on Thursday, same time, 11:45 a.m., and that's Pacific Standard Time. And if you like this, please go ahead and do a like, a subscribe. That way you get to see anytime I post these videos, you'll get to see that. If you're not a member on our Facebook group, you can search Transform with Kundalini Yoga and Ayurveda. And I'm going to put a link as soon as I post the replay for this video. There'll be a link to go ahead and take a look at that group and join the group. There's a lot of free information and it's a wonderful, very supportive group. So look forward. Also put any comments in below in the YouTube link, and I do read those and respond. So have a beautiful, beautiful day. Mason was super active today. Thank you, Mason. All right, Sat Nam.